Okay, so we're getting somewhere. I'm sorry that I was, all over the place because sometimes that's what we have to do. When I say cut to the chase, it means I'm going to jump ahead in the derivation. And maybe you're going to end up having questions, but I can't. I get confused and tired. I've been doing this all night. And I figured that, I went through school and they used to call it the all nighter, but we used to, do it only once in a while. And this has been once in a while. I'm really excited about this fiddle thing. And my friend's wife plays the fiddle, and they play for parties and stuff. So I thought I'd do this for my friend Cody Hale. Shout out to Cody. Are you getting this, Cody? So he can borrow his wife's violin and learn how to play too. So here's where the arpeggios are. Now, what happens with arpeggios? They elongate. Okay, there it is. First inversion would be starting on an E, and second version starting on a G, and then so you see how it started here, it ended up here. That one was cool because you could do anything in the C box. That is your C. That's your C chord right there. You know, that's a robust. That's your robust C right there. You can play it if you get the capo. Play a robust C right there. But in the other positions, other inversions, it's going to travel out of the cage. And we want to put some structure on the strings. Doesn't mean we're going to be limited. We just want to know where we are. It's like a GPS. Just because a GPS goes down to a square yard doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to drive all over the place. It's just that it wants to keep track of you per square yard. Now, the smallest thing is one note samba. All right. So I played that on trumpet with music -1. The whole band was playing, and I'm just going. And then they take it up to the octaves at the end of the song. So let's see what we got here. We got these different positions, and like I say, the bottom string of the positions that I've made here, these are positions. Okay, let me fix this one. All right, this one's good. It should look like this. So you can see this Lone Wolf 7 here, and you say, what is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It is the 5th. The 7th is always part of the 5th, or it's the Locrian, but we're not worried about the Locrian because it's all over the place. And that's, similar to the way we play Locrian chords. It's like playing chords on violin, and I'll show you. Let's hop over there one more time before we get too into something else, right? Bump, bump, up, down, up, down. Here are squanch those long intervals because they're in fifths per string, right? We squanch them back down. And here's how you would play these as far as I know. Root position. Now this is going to be same for the 4th and same for the 5th. Because triads, anything you can do in a triad, all right, you could do in a pentatonic, you could do in a diatonic. But it just doesn't work the other way around. So when you play one note, that note could be any of 12 keys. It could be, you know what I'm saying, or 7 at least. It could be the 7th, it could be the 6th, it could be the 5th, it could be the 4th. It could be any of 7 scale tones, not 12. It obviously, it also works for different keys, but that particular one note can only be 7 different keys, as far as I know. I thought I checked that the other day. I didn't want to like have the numbers go up too high. So it could be the 7th. You play one note, F, right? It could be the root. It could be the 7th of D flat. It could be the I don't know. It could be the 6th of A. You know, it could be the 5th of B. You know, that kind of thing. So that's the least common denominator. Here we have this situation where we have root 5 3 4 root 5 3 root. This is the way that you're going to play a chord on the violin, and it's going to be the same for the 4th and for the 5th, because when you go into triads, it's like what I was just explaining with the one note. Now you've got 3 notes, so instead of 7 possibilities, you only have 3 possibilities. It could be the root, it could be the 4th, or it could be the 5th when you're dealing with triads. Okay, now you get into pentatonics, it's almost the same, but they have to have their own pentatonic. It pretty much is almost the same. It isn't until you add the 4th and the 7th that you're getting into diatonics and you're truly defining the mode. So these are going to be the same for it would be 4 root and then 6, 4 root 6 4 for the 4th, and for the 5th it's going to be 5 2 7 5. All right, so it's the same shape. So this is it. This is the key. This is the legend. This is the legend. I guess my ego is really, and I didn't even have breakfast, so I guess I'm acting out. My ego is acting out. So let's look. This is root. This is the best I could come up with. Because remember, when you're playing a chord now, you're not doing these, guys. We're not doing double positions like this. Sure, you could go 3 root 5 and then up to this 5 if you felt like hopping up an octave there. You know, it'd be like 3, but then now my root, instead of being it's up here now. Okay, so it's 3 root, and then up on the next string you might want to hop way up here. So you can do that, you know, if you want to. Now, like I said, don't try to play it on guitar. If it's a long pattern, it goes all over the place. So, but it's just important to understand that we can play the diatonic fairly easily, to just play 2 string shapes at a time. So if you want to practice on your guitar playing fiddle string shapes, just play 2 string shapes at a time. So at position 6 plus, it'd be C and A. It'd be, so you want to do that as 1 string shape. So you might want to slide up. I can't hardly do it. I'd rather do that. You practice that 2 string shapes at a time, and we all know what string shapes are now, and they're labeled here. The problem is that this G doesn't need to be here. Okay, So that's that particular string shape there. I'm going to fix these. I'm going to trim off the extra labels that are for the next string shape.